Hi everyone, I'm Carla, and I'm a software engineer. But you probably know me better as Carla, not a robot, on Twitter with my really bad jokes. So, a question that I get really frequently is, how did I get into software engineering? And instead of typing a bunch of responses, I thought I would just make a video and talk about it. Really simple. When I was about 7 years old, I learned Visual Basic. Did that on and off for a while. And when I was like 11, 12 years old, that was when the first iPhone came out, and I got an iPhone, wrote my first mobile app, and made maybe like $100,000 off of it. And I'm totally kidding. None of that happened. So I actually did not touch code until I was like 19 years old, towards the end of my first year of college. I'll back up a little bit. In high school, I wasn't really interested in tech. I was really interested in engineering. So I took specifically mechanical engineering. I took all the physics classes, all the math classes. I really liked math, and I thought that mechanical engineering would be my thing. I spent basically every other class period in my high school's metal shop, and I thought that was a lot of fun. And really beyond the, like click and drag Lego robotics programming language and like a little bit of Visual Basic from a summer camp, I didn't code. It wasn't my thing. I knew I didn't hate it, but I thought like, yeah, machines and design and CAD and SolidWorks. I thought that was really cool. And I also knew that I was really good at math. I was several years ahead of my peers in math. So by the time I was done with high school, I was done with Calculus 3 and college statistics. So I went to my local university to take math classes. And I thought about majoring in math, but mechanical engineering, that's what I was gonna do. So my freshman year of college went pretty smoothly. I didn't really struggle too much until I got to a engineering class for freshmen where we had to build cages for an action camera. So kind of like this one where there's like a cage and it's on like a little stand. We had to build this cage in CAD and then 3D print it. I struggled so much finding a solution. Oh, and on top of that, the cage had to fit on a model rocket because we were gonna like launch model rockets with action cameras. It was actually pretty cool. But I could not, for the life of me, think of a solution. And I had a really great professor, and I sat down and talked to him, and I was telling him, like, academically, I do fine. But creatively, like, I can't, like, visualize these sort of things. And he was super supportive. He wanted me, to continue mechanical engineering. He said, you know what, I think it'll get better over time. You're still doing well in the class. And unfortunately, I got really frustrated. It wasn't his fault. I mean, he was a great professor. But with all my other classes, I realized like I couldn't visualize these mechanical solutions the way that my peers could. And on top of that, I had really lofty goals as a mechanical engineer for what I wanted to do. And I live in the Midwest, United States. And if you know anything about the Midwest, is that most mechanical engineers either work in cars, car parts, or agricultural equipment, or something related to an engine or motor for one of those. And I just really wasn't too interested in that. We had a bunch of community engineers come in and speak with us, and it just wasn't for me. At the end of my freshman year of college, I changed majors to actually business because I didn't know what I wanted to do. And actually, that was the first semester that I had my first taste of coding. I took a MATLAB class, and I hated it. I understood the concepts, but I hated MATLAB so much. So I was now a business student, and I stayed a business student for a while. So I was really interested in business. Actually, I got more interested in business because I really enjoyed entrepreneurship, startups. I mean, I liked it. There was nothing wrong with being a business major. I got involved with some local startup programs. I did an internship with a startup, and I thought it was really fun. But I just didn't feel challenged. Business classes, I could show up, to one class a week, not pay attention in class, just do the homework and I would still get an A. And I thought, like, where was the challenge in that? And if I know anything, it's that I hate myself and I like making things difficult for myself. And that was just not okay to just, I don't know. I didn't really like the academic side of business. So it was the middle of my sophomore year of college that I did a entrepreneurship program through like a local educational group. And it was for college kids. It was supposed to get college kids excited about startups. They would match you up with local startups to like intern and learn from. It was really fun. And I had a really good friend of mine who was studying software engineering or computer science. And I remember coming up to him and I was like, dude, I have these great ideas for this website. I realized I had all these ideas and I felt bad pestering my friend about it. So I started to learn to code. I went on free code camp, Code Academy, anywhere like YouTube, and I just learned really basic HTML, CSS, Python. Like, I knew what a for loop was, and I could make a website and I could center a div, like HTML, CSS, that is it. And it was the summer after so I'm still a business student, right? So it was the summer after my sophomore year of college that I did an internship as a business analyst, and I hated it. I hated it so bad. And it's a long story, and I actually talk about this internship in another video because I got really frustrated, and I actually ended up automating was my internship, but that's a whole different can of worms. I decided when I got back to school, beginning of my junior year, that I needed to change my major. I was not doing business. I hated being a business analyst, and I thought it was the most boring thing on the face of the earth. So I started my junior year still as a business student. And at that time, I thought like, oh, coding's fun, but is it really what I want to do? I'm also leaving out some details because I actually changed my major like 7 times, but all within like STEM and business. So it all was easy to like go back and forth. So I finally said, okay, you know what? I'm gonna actually take a coding course, see if I like it, and if I like it, I'll change my major. So the fall of my junior year of college, I took an Intro to C++ class, and I liked it. I don't know, I thought it was challenging. I think I gate-kept myself too much by thinking like, oh, this is gonna be too difficult for me. I can handle math and I can handle physics, but coding is so hidden and lost. Like, you can't actually, you can see code, but like, when you have something on the lathe and you need to make it, 0.002 of an inch smaller, you can see that and you can adjust the machine, but you can't really do that with code. So I go through this course, I like it, and I thought, okay, whatever, I'm gonna change my major. It's gonna add on time to college, but we'll make it happen. And that was probably the best decision I've ever made. So I was officially a computer science student starting the second semester of my junior year. And then I maybe did not the most intelligent thing. Maybe I did. I wanted to save money, so I took between 18 and 21 credits every semester, and I only graduated 1 semester late. So I finished, senior year. So I finished four years in 1 semester, and I did summer classes only the summer after my senior year, my 4th year. And I was able to graduate with a computer science degree, and in between that, I did internships, and the internships is what made it so exciting for me. I realized like, wow, this is what I want to do. Like, I'm getting paid to solve puzzles. Like, it's the coolest thing ever, and I'm like really, really glad I did all of this. And I kind of want to make this like a shorter video, but like I could talk for days about how excited I was, when I started to really learn what being a software engineer was and how much fun coding is. But that's kind of the gist of it. I did some internships in college. It wasn't anything major. I went to school in Cornflake, Ohio. I lived in Cornflake, Ohio. I interned at smaller startup, I don't even know if you can call it that because it was just a couple people in a broom closet. And I interned at a couple smaller companies, but no Google, no Facebook, no Amazon. And now it's been a little over 2 years since I graduated. 3 years? 2 years? I don't really know what year it is anymore. And I'm now a software engineer at Microsoft. So it's funny how things work out. And yeah, I hope you found this either entertaining or insightful, or I don't really know. I just didn't want to type 1,000 responses, but catch my jokes on Twitter and let me know what you think.